Hey guys, how you doing? This is Lou DiVentura, a certified flight instructor at Airmates Flying Club in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Identifier for the airport there is Kilo Alpha Charlie Yankee. Um, been there for a few years and really enjoying teaching the students there. All great people there. My big thing is making sure that my students understand the weather and making sure you're obtaining a good weather briefing, and when you're talking to the briefer to really understand what is going on. So I created a little form for my students. Been using this for the past 6 years and seems to be working well. It's better to fill out the form first and then go back and when you talk to the briefer. A lot of students are also using Flight Planner and a lot of the for-flight programs that they're out there on the market now. So first thing, if you want to go to my website, so if you go to CFI Lou, and here I have aviation links, and you can download the weather briefing form here. So on the form here is basically what the briefer has on his screen. So when you call with your profile, it'll pop up. You can fill this out after you print it out, put in the date of your flight, the qualifications if you are a commercial pilot, student pilot, private pilot, if you're flying VFR, IFR, your aircraft identification, aircraft type, where you're departing from, your departure time, your altitude, your route, your destination, and the time and route. And basically, most of my students, I make them do a standard weather briefing where you're looking for your segments, adverse conditions, synopsis, the current conditions and forecast. So we could start here getting segments. So we could probably pick up aviationweather.com. And if you see here on your advisories here, you can pick up SIGMET. So if we click on SIGMET here, we see today's date and the time. And most of your segments here are down here in Florida with a lot of convective activity down here. Up here in New Jersey, we're so far okay with anything significant to our aircraft. Going back here to our advisories, we go to Airmates, graphical Airmates. And what I like to do here is unclick all these and then re-highlight them back and up again, and make sure your time frame is what you're going to be departing at, or close to it at least. Okay, so for example, we'll just leave it on 2100, and we're going to see if there's any high turbulence, and we do see some high turbulence here. So we got high turbulence from 18,000 feet up to 39,000 feet, and the severity is moderate. Okay, so we'll put that in a form there, turn this off, go back to see if there's any low turbulence. Right now it's not forecast there. Any low level wind shear, we got some down here in Panhandle of Florida there. Surface winds are strong down there. Icing conditions, we have it surrounding our area here, which we do not have it. Our freezing level, again, we're not in that area. IFR, we should be. Okay, good. Okay, so in IFR here, we have the ceilings below 1,000, visibility below 3 miles, precipitation and baby rain. So we'll put that in the form also. Again, we're just using today as just a scenario, sample-wise. Click off IFR there, and then for mountain obscuration, again, we have mountain obscuration here, and it's obscured by precipitation, clouds, and baby rain. So we would fill that out in that form that I have. And we would put in your segments, your adverse conditions, and now we'll go to synopsis. So in a synopsis, it's your prog charts, and we'll see what's going on today. Let me close this one out and close this one out. So in our prog charts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 low pressure systems out here in the East Coast today, causing all our precipitation and low visibility. Again, remember, low pressures rotate to the left, and our high pressures rotate to the right. And you can see here the low pressure systems here, isodynamic lines here, kind of spaced far out, so our pressure differences are kind of low there, and we're not having any winds in today's factor. We do have a low pressure trough up here, and we have another low pressure trough running from Canada down to the Great Lakes. Cold front here. And again, remember, anytime we have a cold front approaching, you can usually expect some precipitation or baby rain or low visibility too also. So going back to our form, we can put in there that we have the low pressure systems there on the East Coast, and we have a cold front, and we also have some low pressure troughs there. So again, this is just going to be all filled out. So when you talk to the briefer, you're not filling it out and rushing it, and you can actually kind of follow through with him to make sure you're getting good briefing. If you have any questions, then you could go back to him and ask him or inquire with him also. All right, so the current conditions at Atlantic City, we're going to check real fast with our current conditions at Atlantic City. Go over here to METARs and come up here and type in KACY. And I like to do the decode for the students, just so that we could kind of break it down, and also include a terminal area forecast. Click on METAR data. So we have the identifier here for Atlantic City, today's date, the time, and the winds right now are coming from the east, 060 at 10 knots. We have 10 miles of visibility, but it's overcast at 800. And temperature dew point 11 and 7 Celsius. And our altimeter setting is 29.87. So if you scroll down through here, you can see, again, this is a decoded form for METAR. And I usually bring this up for the students to follow through with it, and I'll go back and break it down to them into the raw format right there, which is there. Okay. All right. So this information here we would take and put it into our briefing form. So our current conditions, our winds, visibility, or sky condition, temperature dew point, altimeter setting. And on the recording line, sometimes they'll give you the density altitude. If we were flying to another airport, say for example we were flying to Millville, which is about 20 miles west of Atlantic City, we'll pop that up in there. We could change that real quick to KMIV, and go ahead and hit the update. And again, it'll give us our METAR. Now, if you wanted to look at it in our decoded format, we could do that also. And again, it's helpful. So if we were flying in this time zone now, so it's 3:54. So 12 plus 3 is 15, plus 5 is 20, 20:54. So if we were flying in that time frame there, we could expect the ceiling to be 1,200 feet with 6 miles visibility. An overcast cloud deck at 1,200 feet. And it looks like to be that maybe the weather might be getting better for a little bit. And then tomorrow, again, it looks like it's going to go down. The ceiling's going down there with some baby rain and showers. So today is out of the question for flying any VFR flying today. So back to our form. Again, we could put KMIV in here and put in our wind or visibility, sky condition, temperature dew point, altimeter, and our density altitude if you get a recording on the phone there. Forecast for Atlantic City. Let me go back here and look at our forecast. So if we were leaving at this time period here, we would fill it in here saying that our winds are going to be from 090 at 5 knots. The P6SM always stands for greater than 6 miles visibility. OVC stands for overcast at 1,200 feet, as depicted here in our decoded section here. Okay. Winds aloft now. For winds aloft, we'll pull up the winds aloft now for Atlantic City. So forecast winds. Forecast winds. And come down here to the winds temperature data form and highlight on your area. Okay, we see here the winds at 3,000 feet or 170 at 18. Again, this is coded through the FAA website. They eliminate the 0 after the 2 digits there. So our wind direction is 170 at 18. If you're at 6,000 feet, it's 180 at 26. Let's see what else could be important here for you. Oh, here. If you see a 9900, that means the winds are calm at that airport there, or that identifier. Okay, for NOTAMs now, for notices to airmen, that's important because FAA wants you to know from point A to point B what you can expect from the airport you're leaving to the airport you are arriving to, or even the airports that you might be passing through going to your main destination airport. All right, so let's pull up the NOTAMs for that. So come up over here to Tools and look for Standard Briefing, and scroll down here to NOTAM Search. And this is the NOTAM search here, and I read and understand above statements were good. And just for the heck of it, we're going to put in KMIV. I'll actually go back to Atlantic City, so KACY. We're going to put Cedar Lake in there just to play around a little bit. So Cedar Lake is a VOR, it's close by to us. And then KMIV, and I will put in also Woodbine at K Oscar Bravo India, and we'll throw in there Cape May K Whiskey Whiskey Delta. All right, and that'll bring us up our search for that. I usually go over to your location. As you can see, they're not alphabetized in location, so you click on that and it'll alphabetize them. I'll highlight these so I can print them all out. Okay, let's see, we got quite a few of them here today. Alrighty, so if you go through these here, you can see that here's a location for Atlantic City. We have Millville, we have Oscar Bravo India, which is Woodbine, we have Cedar Lake. The communication VOR is out of service permanently. There we go. And then we have Wildwood. So these would be your NOTAMs, again, for each airport. And you can read through these to see what is pertinent to your flight, if it's instrument approaches or anything to do with navigates or the aerodromes. And it'll give you here also to the start and end time and what kind of class it is. And I'll give you the number here too also if you wanted to talk to the briefer and get a little bit more information about that. I believe if you click on this, it'll give you a breakdown in plain language of what you can expect for that NOTAM. All right, let's go back to our results. Got that there. So I usually print this out and tell the student to bring it along with his weather briefing. So when we do talk to the briefer and he goes to the NOTAMs, we have it already printed out, and we are following along with the briefer. All right, let's go back to our weather briefing page. TFRs. TFRs is a big thing. A lot of pilots do bust TFRs, not on purpose. I mean, it can happen where, TFRs do pop up. They can pop up at any time, so it's really important to talk to ATC while you're flying en route or before you leave. You're talking to the briefer. So it's really a good idea. It's kind of like an insurance package when you talk to the briefer. If you have an accident or an incident, at least you covered the basis of reducing the risk. Again, it's really important to reduce the risk in flying. So we're going to look for the TFRs now. TFR map. We'll bring this up here, and we'll bring up the TFR map. And I usually just type in FAA TFR map. And you can save it on your page if you wanted to. We're over in New Jersey, so we go over to select the state, come down to New Jersey, and hit go. They did change the format a little bit a couple weeks ago, and they're showing the map this way, but it's basically the same thing too. So if you click on your region, we're down here Atlantic City, it'll zoom in there. I don't see any any red circles that would pertain to a TFR. I do believe if we go down here, we use these buttons here, you will see the TFR for the Washington, D.C. area, which is a TFR there for Washington, D.C., and there's also prohibited areas inside there also too. All right, so it's really important again to make sure that you do get your TFR briefing from the briefer as well too. All right, so we got here. So we got the briefer. PIREPs. PIREPs I really don't do because it could be a kind of like the false advertising. It's okay to look at them, but say for example, we have a bunch of VFR pilots here in New Jersey, and right now the ceiling is at 900 feet, so nobody's flying. So you're not going to get a true reading of what is going on out there in the weather. You might be able to get, and we'll look at the TFR, the PIREPs there. We'll look at the PIREPs for the area. See what we got here. All right, so we'll go down to northeast, and we'll see what kind of PIREPs we got here. So for turbulence right now, basically a lot of these are from high-level flying planes, 36,000 feet, 31,000 feet. So your airliners or your commercial airline pilots will be reporting back. So we have turbulence. We have quite a few of it here across the United States and over here in New Jersey area, Pennsylvania. Let's see if we're icing. We have an icing. We have looks like all negative. So I believe if you follow here on our legend, zeroed out, it means negative. So we have nothing there. We do have a little icing here. It looks like it's trace icing up here at I believe it's 6,000 feet. Let's come down to weather, see what we got for weather again. Okay, so we have a report of 1,200 clear at 1,200 feet at an airport close to Philadelphia. These ones here are overcast. You got a guy here, it's reporting 700-foot overcast. It looks like 300 possibly, 1,100 overcast. So it kind of gives you an idea. But again, if nobody's flying, you're really not going to get anything out of there. As you see down here, Atlantic City, no reports of anybody reporting from Atlantic City, Millville, or Cape May down here. All right, so let's go back to our briefing form. Radar, okay, that's pretty self-explanatory for a radar. Let's go to our radar, so observation radar. I like using Aviation Weather Center. It's pretty foolproof, and that's what the briefer kind of uses. They follow up the same thing. So we'll come down to, we have the single site radar you could use, and I will show you how that works too. So if you want to click down here, Fort Dix, that area here, we could do a loop, and we kind of see there's no really precipitation. We do have clouds today. Let's go back to our radar here, the regional U.S. images. We'll click on there, and we again showing precip here to our western Pennsylvania, Chicago, the Great Lakes region. And I like using this. It gives you the direction of the precip that we're following. And you can also kind of look at echo tops if they have anything there. So there's some echo tops and the composite. And this is low altitude. All right. Going to satellite now. which is the last part of our form there. We have the solid imagery for the whole United States. And we have that low pressure systems that are around here floating around, causing, again, low flying, low level, and rotating to the left. High pressures, I think we had a high pressure out here, and then she's rotating to the right. All right. Let's come down to BWI for the regional image, and here we go. We have a infrared image here. I'll put on a loop again, and it kind of gives us an idea of which way the clouds are traveling and what kind of precip. Now I do like this because it does tell you if there's any water vapor visible, and again, here we go. So we have a lot of water vapor coming towards us from the south and from the west over here, over flying New Jersey. We do have a visible one. I'm not sure if I can see. Yeah, it's pretty cloudy, so we do a little pocket of maybe a VFR here, not much, and dissipating. So there is a pocket right about there, but most of our area today is under IFR or marginal VFR. So we can come up here and look at the ceiling visibility and see how that looks. Let's zoom in there. Okay, so over Atlantic City, our home base. Right now, it's overcast at 900 feet. We have 10 miles visibility. Winds are 0.708 knots. Let's see what we got over here at Millville. Millville is reporting overcast at 1300. So that little pocket of visibility that we've seen there is giving us a little bit of VFR weather right there. Back down to Cape May, we're looking at overcast of 400 feet, so definitely IFR down there. So it's a good system. I like using the aviation weather system. It's good, and it's been foolproof for us, me and students. Also over here, if you want to, you could fill in yourself too. Also, the runway crosswinds. Maybe I'll make a video about that and how we apply that for the students too. Well, if you have any questions, drop me a line at my website and at cfilou.com or info. I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have, and hope to hear from you. Take care. Have a great day, and happy flying.